What's up, everybody? Matt Gajewski here, back again with the Odd Shopper channel. And today we're talking college football betting, the single game slate between Georgia State and Coastal Carolina of week 4 on Thursday, September the 21st. Before we get started, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all other content goes live. We have a phenomenal sponsor for you today, BetMGM. Right now, when you make your first deposit with BetMGM and make a $10 wager, you are automatically going to get $200 in the form of free bets. Yes, right into your account. You can use this on one of the games. In the video, we'll talk about some fun bets for you, and there'll be a bunch more this weekend, so make sure to check that out. But if you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Make sure you're taking advantage of these promos. They are here for a limited time, and they are a fantastic way to boost your bankroll. All right, we dive into the single game. Coastal Carolina is a 7-point favorite as the home team here over Georgia State. We have a total in the game sitting around 63 points. The over's taking some money, seeing 63.5 in some spots. Both these teams pretty successful to start the year. Georgia State is 3-0, beating Rhode Island, UConn, and Charlotte. Coastal Carolina tripped up by UCLA. Predictably, they were double-digit underdogs in that game, but they come back, beat Jacksonville State, and they beat up on poor Duquesne last week, 66-7. This is a fun game, and I think there's a couple angles we can exploit from the betting market. The first thing I played was Georgia State +7. Now, I also played the over of 63, and there's a couple angles I think that can be used together in this game. First of all, both teams have an atrocious defense. Georgia State, 64th in total defensive efficiency, but they have a pass funnel defense. This team is 121st in coverage per Pro Football Focus, and you have Grayson McCall on the other side with weapons. Sam Pinckney's back, Jared Brown's back. They've gotten good play out of their wide receiver 3, Tyson Mobley. It is a new offense, so you're not seeing Grayson McCall run as much. I think part of the problem is their offensive line hasn't been great. But then you look at the pass rush for Georgia State, they're 66th. Where they really excel is at run defense. Coastal's a team that has a pass rate above 50% right now. Some of that having to do with the blowout, not really blowout, but they were down almost immediately to UCLA. So game script has played a role with Coastal there, but the best avenue to success for this team, generally speaking, is Grayson McCall and these elite pass catchers that they have. That immediately should exploit Georgia State's defense. Conversely, you have a veteran signal caller for Georgia State in Darren Granger. You have Marcus Carroll at running back. The guy's handling over 24 touches per game, and he's actually an awesome pass game weapon. This is the running back we're talking about. He's an 84% route rate. So this is a guy who essentially has the Christian McCaffrey role for Georgia State. But it's not just there. They go 4 deep at wide receiver. They're highlighted by Robert Lewis, who's been an explosive pass catcher for them. But the best matchup that they have is their ground attack. Coastal Carolina is 112th in run defense. They've been gashed a couple times here. UCLA got them pretty good. Jacksonville State's a run-based team, but they also had success there. And if you look at that Jacksonville State game, I mean, it could have been much closer. Jacksonville State had a turnover on downs at the Coastal 38. They had a second turnover on downs at the Coastal 10. That game featured a ton of field goals on both sides, 6 field goals overall. Otherwise, the game would have been much higher scoring. So right away, with the tandem of Granger and Carroll, you should get a lot of rushing output from this Georgia State offense. Granger is extremely mobile himself. Through 3 games, he already has over 200 yards rushing. And this is a veteran signal caller we're talking about. So right away, I think this is a spot where we're kind of buying low on Georgia State. They played Rhode Island close, which wasn't exactly ideal. But they come back, beat up on UConn, beat them by double digits, and then they beat Charlotte, who has a pretty good defense, 41-25. And Georgia State also gave up a punt return touchdown in that game. They've scored over 35 points in every game so far. Coastal has been they scored 13 against UCLA, but they've been at then 30 against Jacksonville State, 66 against Duquesne. 2 high-powered offenses facing 2 questionable defenses with advantages there. I'm going to play the over in this game, expecting a lot of points. The field goals we just saw actually helped that in the Coastal game, the Georgia State game. And then pacing-wise, both these teams are decent. Coastal's 81st. They're right around average. Georgia State's above average at 40. even at the current numbers, which you're seeing the over take a little bit of money, 63.5 for the over. Don't mind that. And Georgia State, even at 6.5, I think there's a little juice left to be squeezed for two teams that are a little closer in terms of projections according to the efficiency metrics than the line indicates. So single game, but we've actually got two plays. That'll do it for us today. Make sure you leave a comment if you have feedback about the show. There's things you want to see with the college football betting. Open to it. We're considering doing some more content for it with some of the success we've had. So let me know what you want to see. Otherwise, hit the thumbs up button. And if you have a question, you can reach out to me on Twitter at Matt_Gajewski. We'll be back later in the week with more content. And until then, we'll catch you later. Have a good one and good luck.